What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bakali, and today's video is going to be a very hard video to make because it's the final owner review and the final video I'll be making on my C63s AMG Coupe. It's going to be a little emotional for me because of how much I love this car, but I figured I'd give this car a last hurrah, do a quick overview of what it's been like to own for almost 3 years and 64,000 miles. So I've driven it so much, I have a pretty good insight of what it's like to own this car. And if you haven't already, watch the video, left or right. I announced I am selling this car. I'm trading it in. I'm getting a new daily driver. So the next car that's coming on the channel is not the replacement to the C63s. It's just an addition to the garage, which I'll be daily driving. So I think to start out this review, we should go over the looks of this car. Exterior wise, this car looks amazing. It just looks so menacing, especially the front. You can see right here how wide the front fenders protrude from the car, and it just looks so good. It looks so aggressive down low, and when you back up and you look at the front, you can still see the fenders sticking out on the sides, which is just amazing. That's coming from factory. I've had a lot of people ask me if there's a wide body kit on this car, which no, it comes stock like that. And I think Mercedes nailed it on its design. The hood, very long, very aggressive. The front grille with the arrow down here just looks so good. Panamericana grille, which was installed aftermarket. The regular stock grille, not really a big fan of, but here we are. Looks amazing. The other thing is the body lines. The body line just looks so amazing. The Mercedes team really nailed the look of the C-Class Coupe, because if you just look at it from the side, how aggressive and how amazing it looks. And then you come back to the rear, which I think the rear is where it lacks. I'm not really a big fan of the rear, not as much as I like the W204. And also, if you look down here, the stock diffuser just looks so, I don't know, it looks so bland and boring for over $100,000 car, and for being a sports car, should be more aggressive in my opinion. The 2019s and 2020s did fix that, which you can look at a picture right here. I think it looks a lot better because it has a little bit more, you know, aerodynamic looks to it. I don't know if it's functional or not, but it looks cool. The spoiler is mode carbon, which I highly suggest if you do get a C63, upgrade to that. Looks a lot better than the stock one. Other than that, the exterior looks just looks amazing. I turn a lot of heads. You will get a lot of attention, especially if you do get this kind of like satin matte look, because the satin and matte finish do a really good job of accentuating the body lines and make it look a little bit more aggressive than if you had a flat metallic color such as black, which this car's base is black. The other thing to go over are the wheels. These are the stock forged AMG wheels, which are definitely the best looking wheels from factory for basically any car company, in my opinion. I just think they look so good, look aggressive. It's probably one of my favorite wheels from a stock standpoint. So I think one of the main selling points of this car is the AMG V8 sound. It's one of the best in its class. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite things of this car. If you were to review how it sounds, I would say it sounds amazing. Let me play a quick sound clip so you guys can hear for yourself in different modes: comfort, sport, sport plus, and race mode. How amazing this car sounds. So you guys heard how amazing this car sounds. Probably gonna be the thing that I miss the most about this car is how amazing the exhaust sounds from factory, because this is the stock AMG performance exhaust, has no modification. So you can only imagine if this car had downpipes or a secondary cat delete or anything else. But like I said, in terms of my new car, I'm gonna miss that the most. And honestly, once you hear that car, it's the main selling point of this car, especially compared to other cars in its category. When I was shopping for this car, I was looking at a Nissan GTR. I read that thing, it made it sound like a vacuum cleaner. Went and saw one of these, read that, and I was like, well, I'm taking that because of how amazing it sounds. So the other thing I wanted to go over was the interior once more time. If you can look real quick, interior, as you know, I had the option performance seats, which in my opinion are definitely worth the money because of how amazing they look. And honestly, they're actually really comfortable. After like 5 or 6 hours straight, it is gonna hurt, but in terms of bolstering and support, these seats are the best in its class. The new M3 and M4 have really cool seats, but in my opinion, these are my favorite, and you know, they're actually usable for daily driving. The other thing is I had to replace the steering wheel, which I got a custom steering wheel from SW Custom. I think the stock steering wheel is just a little bland and boring. So if you were to buy this car, I would upgrade it. You know, you can go to SW Custom or you can get a different wheel. The upgraded steering wheel looks a lot better, especially with the carbon fiber and the Alcantara on the sides to match the carbon fiber that is inside right here. In terms of technology, it does have the driver's assistance, which is great because, you know, if you're highway driving, driver's assistance is much needed. The one thing though is that this interior is a little outdated. You can see that the gauges are the old analog gauges. The screen is the iPad stacked in the middle. It does look a little dated compared to the new facelifted one and also the new Mercedes. They have the MBUX interior infotainment, which looks amazing and makes this car's interior look a little dated. But in terms of comfortability, these seats are actually really comfortable. They really aren't worn out. For 64,000 miles, they actually look pretty well. I would say the interior looks really great. It is a little dated, like I said before, in terms of technology, but it is very nice and comfortable inside, so I really wouldn't complain too much. This interior is pretty much on point, so if you're looking at a 2018, you really aren't missing much in terms of interior, just technology, but who cares when you're driving this car? Not really going to be paying attention to the infotainment at all. In terms of driving, this car is so much fun to drive. It has so much power, more power than you're ever really going to need on a road, especially a daily driver. But this car just pushes, it just goes. I'm gonna get in the car now. Let's do a driving review to wrap up the final review and basically say goodbye, because this is the last day that I'll have the C63S. All right guys, now that we're in the car, we can start talking about driving. Driving wise, this car is, I mean, even in comfort mode, it is kind of uncomfortable. Suspension is a little rough, but again, you know what you're getting. It's a C63S. It's not for comfort. It's not a luxurious car in terms of comfort. Steering, pretty on point, especially if you change the modes. If you start going to like Sport, Sport Plus, and Race mode, then the steering is a little bit heavier and more direct, rather than in comfort, it's a little bit loose and easier to drive, because that's the whole point of comfort. I think my favorite mode is Sport Plus, because it still has a lot of the driver's aid activated, like traction control and things like that, but the responsiveness of the car is just unmatched in Sport Plus. In comfort mode, you do see a little bit of lag, but in Sport Plus mode, you drop the gears, you're in second gear, go up, instant. I mean, I lost a little traction there because it is a little cold outside, but I mean, the power delivery is almost instantaneous, and I don't know if you can hear the exhaust, but the exhaust is cracking and popping. It sounds amazing. This car is very quick. I mean, it's the best car I've ever owned in terms of fun and excitement. And you just give it a little gas, you can hear the exhaust just crack like crazy, and also the sound of the turbo spooling up. And also, because I added the VTAs, the vent to atmosphere adapters, the car does have a blow-off noise. I think it sounds amazing. You can't get tired of the amount of fun that you get from this car. I know I've had it for 64,000 miles and almost 3 years, but it never gets old. Putting it in Sport Plus mode, dropping some gears, hearing the beautiful engine, the beautiful exhaust, dropping a second, and then floor it, because it's just so quick. And you're driving this car and you have to pass someone and you have a small amount of room, or there's a car coming, this car will pass any car, you know, instantaneous. Like, you don't have to worry about if you have enough room or if you're going to make it, because you will make it in this car no matter what, because it's so quick. Driving wise, it just never gets old. It is always so much fun to get in this car, to start it up, to hear it, and to just drive it and just have a lot of fun. Back roads obviously is the best place to drive this car because, well, you get to just hoon it around curves and corners, which I'm not going to be going because this car is basically sold, so I can't really hoon it that much. You never get tired of the big boy V8, and you just fly. This thing is like a jet. You just fly as fast as you can. It is so much fun. Oh, I love it. I'm really gonna miss it a lot. The C63S really amazed me and basically stole my heart because I am gonna miss this car a lot. If you are looking for performance cars, used or brand new, and you need sort of a daily driver, this car is definitely the prime example of that. It is costly to do so, but in the end, if you have the money, it's definitely worth it. It's probably one of my favorite cars from a Fahrzeugbach, other than the SLS Black Series. But in terms of attainable cars, this is it. This is one of the best Mercedes ever built, in my opinion. Thank you again for watching all my videos on the C63S over the time of ownership that I've had it. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you guys look forward to the new daily driver and the videos coming for that. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys on the next video.